This is our next video on saving Ophelia. I've got the flywheel key in there and it is dead center. I went ahead and reinstalled the big spring. That's the end of it. You can see it in place right there because I need resistance when I tighten this the nut on the starter cup, which is that guy. I want some, resistance so that I get some good torque on it, and the flywheel doesn't just spin around. So this starter cup is going to go on here in a certain way. In other words, you cannot install this starter cup like that. It's not going to go on. Those little feet, those feet you see sticking up, have to go in those slots, like that one right there. So we're going to put this thing right there. And now, see, if you try to turn this, those little feet are holding it in place, and it's flush. And here's the little washer that goes in there. Put that on there, and then we'll get our nut. The dirty side goes up. The clean side is down. And now we're going to tighten that because I've got the engine brake on. It should tighten pretty easily. And then we'll put the coil back on and set the air gap on that. And we'll get this bearing protection on. Now I can tighten this nut. Flywheel didn't spin around because I've got that brake on. And before I forget, now I'm going to go ahead and take it back off again. I want to show you how to do that. You grab it with this loop and pull the spring towards you and then down. And now the engine brake will move out of the way. It's so rusted that it doesn't want to move out of the way, the little cable. There we go, that's out of the way. All right, so let's put our coil on now and set the air gap. And the coil is laying over here off to the side. So I'm going to bring it back up and slip the coil into this opening. Being careful not to pinch the kill wire on anything or get it out of position. Bring these two little screws out that hold it in place. And so I need to turn the flywheel with my hands. And that's the other reason I have that brake off, because I've got to set the air gap on this. And it's right on the magnet, so that was simple. I'll get these two screws started. Okay. Now I'm not going to tighten them because I have not set the air gap yet. To do that, I'll get my two little pieces of a milk jug strip. There's one and there's another one. I'm going to pull the coil towards me away from the magnet. Okay, you could hear it. Now you let it go back. That magnet pulls it in. Do the same thing on this side. I'm going to push that way, separate the coil from the magnet. Okay, so now it's gripping it pretty darn good. And I can tighten these, and this air gap will be perfect. Okay. So sometimes these will just slip out. That one slipped out, and see how this one does. And that one slipped out. And now that air gap is going to be perfect. I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times, and it's going to be great. And that is nice and secure. Let's spin this around, just kind of look at it. Yeah, that looks okay. All right. I've still got the kill cable off, and that's okay because I'm gonna need to turn this blade anyway to get it off, and that's kind of where we are now. I think I'll do the blade before I start getting into the carburetor. So to do that, I'm going to tilt the mower back and put a big toolbox on the handle and hold it in place. Okay. The engine brake handle's keeping me from putting the I wonder why that was so heavy. From putting the toolbox in place. So I think what I'll do is move the handle, the kill handle out of the way, set it to the side. Now that toolbox is on there and holding things in place. Now I'm going to get my blade block on here. I'm still looking for critters. I think I'm safe. And I'm going to turn this way to take the blade off, so I'm going to put the C-clamp on top. I want the blade to hit this wood, not the metal of the C-clamp. With this type mower, that's a 9/16 screw. So I'm going to go ahead and move this around. Yeah, the spark plug blade is off. Now it's hitting out. And I'm going to get my big old breaker bar and a 9/16 socket, which is right there. I'm going to get this horribly bent blade off. Make sure that's seated real good. Once you put a couple of turns on here, then you can use your electric drill to get that off. Again, 9/16. There's your blade. You can see why it's an issue. That side's pretty okay. This one is horribly bent, almost turned over double. So that is trash. Let me set this out of the way. Okay, that's enough for this session. Please come back for the next one as we try and get this Ophelia running.